Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to welcome Oksana Tolmatshova, co-founder and CEO at Esgrid. Oksana, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here. Let's dive right in. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, I'm with a background from banking and fintech, so have been working around banking and fintech area for more than 20 years. And during fintech times, I had the chance to build several banking as a service solutions, which are like pure SaaS. And maybe like as a biggest success story that one of such solutions was acquired by one large European internet company as well. So have like kind of exit experience as well in this field.
That's great. And yeah, I was looking at your LinkedIn profile. So yeah, long history, it looks like, in the corporate world, in banking and fintech. And tell us a little bit about that journey. Was it during that career that you came up with the idea for Esgrid?
Actually, I started looking into all the sustainability field from finance perspective because I'm coming from there. So, like, I went to Cambridge to study sustainable finance just to understand what the hell is it about because there are like a lot of, but essentially, like, it was important to understand like what does it mean for for the financial sector to start implementing sustainability in their processes. And from there, I actually learned a lot about how inconsistent financial sector models were so far, how big damage has been created by financing those like harmful businesses, and how actually it is essential that the financial sector takes sustainability into account. And from there, actually, I started looking into existing processes and tools. And so we ended up in interviewing a lot of companies in our region and understood that there is a huge problem in the field of ESG data for small and medium-sized enterprises because this data just does not exist, and that's why banks and enterprises actually cannot take it into account.
Okay. Yeah, makes a ton of sense. So yeah, a lot of experience in that area, it sounds like, in banking and financial services. So yeah, let's talk about Esgrid. So tell us, what products and services does Esgrid offer?
Yeah, essentially, we build affordable value chain sustainability management tools for medium-sized enterprises and financial institutions. And today, as I mentioned, very few financing and procurement decisions are taking sustainability into account. And this is mainly due to the lack of sustainability data in SME sector. So what we are doing, we are essentially streamlining the entire process of collecting and analyzing ESG data from SMEs and then pre-populating insights to both sides, to enterprises, financial sector, and SMEs themselves, just to understand what gaps do they have in their sustainability management and how they should improve it. And today already we see that our solution reduces at least 10 times running costs related to value chain sustainability management. So we're really happy to create this like incredible value for our customers.
That's great. And so tell us, who are your customers? Are they the financial institutions then?
Yeah, we are targeting medium-sized enterprises. So basically enterprises who are having less than 250 employees or less than 40 million in revenue. And then we are targeting like medium-sized financial institutions. So like large corporations are not our clients, but medium-sized market is definitely what we are going for. And the reason behind is that this market is essentially underserved. There are like plenty of solutions already for large corporations and large financial institutions, but there are no many for medium-sized market.
Okay, so two main ideal customer profiles then, it sounds like. So medium-sized enterprises, and then also then those medium-sized financial institutions. So you're able to really, I guess what I'd say is, like, put a process around all this ESG data. I assume this is just, if they have an ESG process or initiative, it's just spreadsheets and Google Docs, I'm guessing.
Yeah, today it's mainly Excel based, and a lot of help of business like consultancy businesses is used, which is expensive, of
Mhm.
course. And the downside of Excel based solutions that it's very how to say requires a lot of manual work, to support those responders and then analyze data and then create some kind of insightful information based on it. So essentially, yeah, we're replacing Excel-based solutions and in some cases consultancy businesses to do the job.
Okay, yeah, makes a lot of sense. And then when you're targeting the medium-sized enterprises and the financial institutions, who is the buyer? Who's the persona in those companies that you're trying to reach?
Yeah. If company is a bit more developed in sustainability field, they usually have already dedicated sustainability manager. So this is our persona whom we are talking to. But in many cases, it's mostly people responsible for supply chain, like a head of supply chain or procurement in case of enterprises, or even finance people who are responsible for sustainability reporting. And in the financial institutions, it's mostly sustainability managers or people from finance and risk. So it's very
Okay,
much dependent on maturity of organization in regards of sustainability management.
okay. And yeah, really interesting. And with these with these orgs and who you're after, what kind of sales cycle do you see? Is this like a quick 1 month sales cycle? Does it take 6 months? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Important to notice that we went to market only 5 months ago.
Okay.
So it's very fresh for us. And we are mostly, of course, selling through our personal networks right
Mhm.
now. So I would say that on average, our sales cycle is 2 to 3 months, but this is specifically thanks to our connectivity in the market. And I just talked yesterday to one investor in impact investor, and at least from their perspective, for impact startups, sales cycle 12 to 16, 18 months is totally fine. So they're expecting much more longer cycle in comparison with classical B2B SaaS. But I really hope we can outperform it and stay not longer than 6 months, in our case.
Yeah, that'd be great. Less than 6 or a couple months for a mid-market enterprise deal. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, appreciate that insight. So you mentioned just went to market 5 months ago. So what year did you found Esgrid?
We founded Esgrid last year, August, but actually we started our journey even earlier. We started a year ago, in spring, discovery talks to many enterprises. And as we have a long startup experience in our founding team, we decided that we will not write any line of code before we have first paying customers. So this is how we found our first customer, which is a large retail chain from Estonia. And we actually built our MVP together with this first customer, which was super useful.
I love that. So it wasn't just, hey, let's get from our personal network, let's get some free users on the platform. No, let's get a paying customer and then we're going to start writing the product.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, and that you said was a retail chain?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was a large retail chain. So today, this company is already our official customer named Selver, and we are happy to help them in assessing their supply chain, which is very large and includes different types of companies.
I love that. I mean, so efficient, right? Discovery calls, and then get that first paying customer, write the product. So I love that. And so you mentioned, is the company located in Estonia then?
Yes, in Tallinn.
Okay, in Tallinn. All right. And then tell us, what's your current team size?
We are surprisingly small but really powerful. So we have a 6-member team, and 4 out of those are co-founders. So we established our startup, keeping in mind that we would like to have all critical competencies inside the founding team, because we were bootstrapping for a while, and it was important that founding team is capable to execute. And then we onboarded recently our product lead and technical additional technical guy. So 6 of us doing all
Oh,
the job.
yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with, small, efficient team. And interesting. So 4 co-founders, I assume that includes you as well as the
Yes.
4. So that's interesting. That's a decent sized number of co-founders. So tell us a little bit, like, how did that come together that you could bring 4 people, including yourself, together to create this company?
Yeah. It was actually a very, very interesting story, because I started designing idea of Esgrid together with one of my co-founders, Ot, with whom we helped one another startup at that point. And then we like started running those discovery interviews. And during one of the interviews, we found our third co-founder, who is Katrin, who was actually like expert at one large enterprise. We were like, like fishing like a potential customer. So she was looking at us and saying, this is a great idea, guys. I would like to join you. So we found our third co-founder. And then business and growth and ESG were covered by three of us. And then we needed technical co-founder. And then we actually were interviewing like different people in our network. And so we found Evgeny, who joined us like the last co-founder.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that because I love that. Yeah, during a discovery call, they're like, "Hey, yeah, I'd like to join the team as well." So that's great. So, so recently going to market, founded in 2023, and then anything you want. So I assume so revenue generating. Anything you want to share around revenue or ARR ranges?
Yeah, today we essentially have already 8 paying
Mhm.
customers. 6 of those are enterprise customers and 2 are financial institutions. And through those paying customers, we already onboarded 150 value chain companies on our platform. And why this metric is important for us? Because ultimate goal is to onboard on our customer as many SMEs as possible across European Union, because this is basis for our growth, and this is where we will really be creating impact by improving sustainability of those businesses. And we have already initial annual recurring revenue, which is not big, but still it's over 25,000 euros already. And we are actually rapidly growing month over month, on rate of 100% in regards of paying customers and revenue.
Oh, that's great. And so tell me a little bit. So you mentioned 150 value chain companies onboarded. So in your type of platform, the more I don't know, say value chain supply chain companies that get into your platform, does that help other customers on the platform as well, or just is it just specific to that customer?
No, this is very good question, because when we were designing our product, we wanted from the beginning to create this network effect. So what is happening on market today? Each company is sending out own questionnaires, and then those poor SMEs need to answer different Excels. So this is stupid and not efficient. So what our platform does essentially, when we're onboarding a value chain company, they are providing data on our platform, we're storing it. And next time when the other partner is requesting from them the same information, we are just pre-populating already these answers, and they can just reshare data with one click. And
Mhm.
this is how we see technology really innovating all this field of sustainability data management. Right.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Those are yeah, interesting data point with that. So, and then getting back to your go-to-market motion, I assume at this point, founder-led sales, right? Using your personal network. So, is that the current plan to bring new customers on board? Is just continue the founder-led sales and your network?
Actually, it's mix. Of course, first customers were from the network. Then what was very interesting that we saw already after first paying customer activation, we saw immediate product-led growth, meaning one of suppliers of our first customer converted to paying customer right away because they had the same problem. They had the same problem with their supply chain, which needed to be assessed. So this is how we see our product will be selling itself more and more as more users we have already on our platform. And additionally, of course, we are experimenting with different partnerships. So we are looking into possibilities to cooperate with businesses who are either doing some other stuff in sustainability field, like automating reporting or providing some kind of very specific consultancy in sustainability field, and they are missing value chain sustainability management solutions. So we want to partner with those guys. And from another part, this huge market of supply chain software, which is actually under pressure to start providing sustainability modules inside their solution. So this is where I see huge potential for our cooperation.
And I love that. Thanks for sharing that. That because founder-led sales, but also the PLG motion that as you onboard value chain, I guess companies onto your platform who are part of your customer supply chain, then they see your product and they're like, yeah, I need to
Yes,
sign up for that as well.
exactly. Exactly. We do not need to do anything, we just like unlocking them like our solution and getting money without spending money on marketing. So this
That's
is very,
great.
yeah.
That's great. Keep that CAC low. I love that. So let's switch over to the fundraising side. It looks like you recently raised some capital. Looks like a 500,000 euro pre-seed round. Is that correct?
Yes, this is correct. Just announced it 2 weeks ago. And I'm super proud. It's my first hand experience, like as a founder. Like, of course, I was helping other startups in raising money, but it's first time when I'm personally raising money for my startup. And I'm proud to say that our team was super successful. We had 20% success rate for it, which means that each fifth investor to whom we were doing at least one pitch agreed or were ready was ready to invest in us. So
That's great.
yeah.
So a pre-seed round. So did you know from the beginning when you founded Esgrid that you were going to raise at some point, start bootstrapped and then raise, or did that just come about? Tell us a little bit about, the triggers to raise some money.
Yeah, raising fundraising plan was from the very beginning. We just wanted like two things. We wanted to be sure ourselves that we are like solving really a real problem. So that's why like bootstrapping was like super good. And from another part, we just like wanted to understand what is this right type of investor for us. Like, is it like pure SaaS oriented or some kind of like impact investor? So it took us a while like to figure it out, but we started actually dealing with product development somewhere in June, and then we fundraising process started in November. So it was like not very long time between those two things.
And then you mentioned finding the right type of investors. So I'm assuming, right, a lot of SaaS software investors out there, but in this case, more helpful if they believe in an ESG product or have experience in that space.
Yeah, it's very good question because like lessons learned during the process were that it's very hard to buy in like as an investors who never like investigated this area. ESG field is very difficult. It's very legislation heavy. There are a lot of noise around like solutions. So for us, it was like very easy to find like common language with investors who are already like in the field of sustainability, and they understand the problem and they understand the potential of this market. Because to be honest, market is very new due to like fresh regulations in the EU, and it's very hard, to show already some exits or like what this like multiplier could be like in 5 to 7 years. So it's yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So it's not
Yeah.
one lesson, like it was a hard pitch to non-ESG investors just because of it. That space requires some education, some understanding. And then any other tips and tricks or lessons learned as a founder with this pre-seed raise that you'd like to pass on to the community?
Yeah, I actually just recently wrote about it on LinkedIn, and like I would say that first lesson was that so early you can only sell your team, because like you even if you have like initial product and initial traction, it's not as powerful as like a team whom you have. So I would say that our fundraising was based on that. If you can present your team, if you can like really demonstrate the track record, experience in startup and all this like vertical, it's perfect. Second, we understood pretty quickly that VC are not the only source of money. There are like plenty of different other solutions. And so we were very much open to participation in accelerator programs, pitching in a startup competition. So we won one important startup competition in February. And then like we got like into totally different league thanks to it, because like we got some kind of publicity and investors were like more open to talk to us. And yeah, and third, but maybe not last one, like it's how you're like prospecting those investors. We talked about it. So just like to keep efficiency in mind and look more on profile of potential investors. Is it matching or not?
Yeah, that founder investor fit. Well, that's great advice. So I love that. Like early on in the company's life, it's selling the team, that experience with that team, which it sounded like you built up quite that co-founding team of ESG experience. So appreciate that insight. So Oksana, as we wrap up here today, do you have a favorite number or metric that you're focused on to guide the business right now?
Yes, few actually. Like
Mhm.
our North Star, what we are striving for is a number of companies on our platform who has done their ESG assessment and they know their sustainability situation. And second is success rate for our clients because we are like boosting efficiency in the process, saving money related to this process. So currently we are demonstrating 82% success rate and we would like to keep it as high as possible.
That's great. So you knew those numbers right off the bat. So that's great. So Oksana, what's coming up next for ESG Grid or Esgrid? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Next, for this year, it's very simple. We want to acquire at least 30 enterprise customers and build up a user base of a few thousand of SMEs and earn a decent annual recurring revenue to be prepared for the next round in the beginning of this year. And of course, like we are looking into utilization of AI very much. We already have a few like first features which are really creating great value for our customers in regards of understanding, collecting collected data, generating ready to use reports, etc. So I would assume that next year we can actually say that we are one of the first sustainability startups who really cracked this AI to increase efficiency in this field.
That's great. I love it. Look forward to following the journey. So Oksana, really appreciate your time today, sharing your experience, your insights, fundraising tips and tricks. If listeners would like to learn more about Esgrid, where should we send them online?
Yeah, we are on LinkedIn, very active. Please follow us. And our website is very simple. This is www.esgrid.com. So please subscribe for our newsletter and contact me directly on LinkedIn if you have some cooperation ideas or any feedback.
Yeah, perfect. Well, connect with Oksana on LinkedIn, then check out esgrid.com. So it's ESGRID.com for more. And again, Oksana, really appreciate your time today and sharing your journey.
Thank you, Ben.